Let's perform an elephant walk. So what Justin is doing here is he's grabbing onto something elevated here to begin with, right? A yoga block, books, anything like that will work. But he's just starting off with one knee straightened out here, one knee bent. From there, he's switching over to the opposite side. So you should feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings and the low back as well, or just alternating for a time here. Let's say this is too easy. He's gonna flip the block down. Yep, heading down. Now it's obviously a little less elevated and performing the same thing. Let's say this is still too easy. He can always keep his palms flat down on the floor and performing the elephant walk. That right there is just a nice, easy way to progress. Let's say he doesn't have something to put his hands on. He can always put his forearms down as well. But that right there is an elephant walk, performed for the prescribed time. Let's perform a squat to pike. So when squat to pike, you're just gonna take your feet out a little bit more than like hip width apart. It can also be shoulder width if you have really great squat mobility. But all you're doing here is you're squatting down to start as low as you can get, so glutes as close to the floor as possible. You're gonna try to hook your fingers underneath your toes. Let's say you can't do that, right? And your squat looks more like this. That's okay, just hang the arms down. From here, all you're gonna do is you're gonna try to straighten out the legs as much as possible. Once you straighten out the legs, you should feel the hamstrings, a little bit of calves, and the low back working really hard here, right? So we're getting it into a nice lengthened position. So breath in, squatting down, breath out, straightening out the legs. So we're just gonna perform this for the prescribed sets and reps, right? But let's say you have access to an elevated surface or a weight. All you're gonna do here is you're stepping on top of a nice stable elevated surface. Same setup, feet a little bit wider than the hip width apart. You're gonna squat down with that weight hanging you down here. And then from there, straighten out the legs. With the additional weight, this should leverage you into some more, a more basically lengthened position, especially at the top here, right? It's dragging you into a deeper stretch, right? So this is a way to kind of enhance the stretch and really mobilize the hamstrings, low back. But that right there is our squat to pike.